Yeah. Yeah, so I'm Niall. Welcome everyone. I'm a mental well-being coach for teens and young adults. I help them go from feeling stressed out or anxious to living their best life and fulfilling their massive potential. And I'm doing this live today because I want to speak a little bit about healthy relationships and share some of the lessons that I've learned throughout my life about some of the relationships that haven't been so bad. And yeah, I just want to share those stories. But before I get into that, I just want to say quickly that I am doing an Instagram live over here at the same time as well. So if you see me alternating between looking at this camera and looking down here, it's because I'm alternating cameras. There's two cameras on the go. So yeah. So one of the stories that I wanted to share today was, well, it's about one particular person in my life. Yeah, not so much anymore, but yeah. And when I think about this relationship, I think about it was a bit of a tough relationship. Yeah, it could bring up a little bit of unpleasant feeling, but I'm just gonna work through it. I hope you can share with me in that as well. But yeah, the thing with this relationship was that when I look back on it, it was essentially bullying. Right? It wasn't. Yeah, it was. I like to think of it as one up, one down. I like to think of it as, well, I've got win-win wrote on here, and I've got it upside down. It says win-win, right? And that's exactly what it wasn't. Actually, it wasn't win-win because it was win-lose, and that's it was win-lose. It was like a one up, one down type situation was what was happening in this relationship because there would be actions that would be took that would essentially be one person boosted themselves up, right, to put the other person down. So that was where the win lose situation was coming into it. It was essentially one person winning while the other person was losing. And, that person was me. And a big part of that was, you know, the other person did it. And then I also did it as well, right? I was just as much of a participant in that as anyone else was. And I think that's an important thing to note. Mm. Because the way that stuff can be resolved starts with personal accountability. Yeah, and I'll get a little bit more into that later, but that is essentially one of the first lessons that I learned was the one up, one down, like the win-win compared to the win-loss, and the fact that win-loss is not good because we're all equal, right? Everyone's equal. No one is better than anyone else inherently. We're all equal. We're all human beings. So, in any situation, in any relationship where there is a win lose going on, that's not good. It shouldn't be happening. So, that was the first lesson that I learned. Yeah. And I'm going to culminate both of these at the end, but I want to go on to another relationship that I had throughout my life as well. And when I think about this relationship, it's similar, right? But the way I think about this one differently is that I think of it as like 50-50, which sounds similar, but it helps me think about it in a different way when I say 50-50 because I think about it like effort, right? Like in any relationship, all relationships are 50-50, just like all relationships should be win-win, right? Because we're all equal, and when it comes to effort, and when it comes to anything, we should be equal, we should be 50-50. But in this relationship that I am thinking about now, it wasn't 50-50 the way it was playing out, right? Because the amount of effort that I was putting into it was a lot more than what the other person was putting in. Hence, it probably wasn't where it wasn't working out at 50-50. It was actually probably working out at more like 80-20 or something like that. And that sort of manifested in some not nice feelings inside of me because whenever a relationship isn't win-win or isn't 50-50, there's because it should be 50-50 because we aren't equal, so it doesn't make you feel good if you're on the wrong end of it. In my experience, anyway, I can't speak for everyone, but certainly in my experience, and so yeah, so that was the other big lesson that I learned there was relationships should be 50-50. So yeah, win-win compare win-lose, and then 50-50 in comparison to like 80-20. So then the way we can sort of put these all together to have something to take away would be, I like to think of it in like 3 steps, right? 3 easy steps. So the first step comes in awareness, right? Awareness. Because we can't fix something, we can't change something if we aren't aware it's happening, right? So step 1, become aware of it. Step 2, you need to ask yourself a question in that, how can I, that's important, change this situation to where it's no longer win-loss, to where it's no longer 80-20, but it's where I want it to be, right? It's where it's equal, it's 50-50, it's win-win. What can I do? And the reason why I say what can I do and why I point that out is because we can't change anything out here. We can only change our own actions, and we can, yeah. And I think that's just really important, because if when you ask yourself that question, you're like, oh, well, this other person needs to change, nothing is going to change, because you can't wait for other people to change for you. So the question you need to ask yourself is, what can I do? And maybe that's to go and have a conversation with this other person, to just an open conversation, to express your feelings and what you want openly and equally, right? And then, yeah, so that might be the thing that comes to mind. And then step 3 is do the thing that comes to mind, right? Do whatever you need to do to get this relationship to 50-50. Or, it might be like not carrying on that relationship. Yeah, it might be that. But that's for you to answer that question. Unfortunately, I don't have the answer to your question. So, yeah, that's everything. So if you got this far, thank you very much for watching. There's 9 people watching. Nice one. That's cool. Yeah. So if you liked it, stick a comment. Tell us that you liked it. And if you do like me speaking like this, I recently started doing TikTok as well. Right. I've never even used TikTok before. Then I got it and I've started doing TikTok videos. So if you want to watch me do some TikTok videos where I'm like, essentially just trying to like give value to people's lives, and maybe inspire them, and just try to get them to take right action in their life, and to give them good emotions, essentially, then Niall Hall 97 on TikTok, and hit my stories up on Instagram and Facebook as well if you like this type of stuff. And yeah, really appreciate you all coming to listen / watch me today. I hope you enjoyed it and got something from this that you can use. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you later.